Hey, what's going on, everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit over at rakeandprofit.com, coming back to you with another video. In today's video, I want to share with you 17 board games to be on the lookout for. Now, I've flipped probably 14 or 15 of these. There's a couple of them I haven't found, but I've been on the lookout for them. And that's the key when you're trying to make money in a reselling business. You've got to have the knowledge of what to buy, and then you got to go out there and eventually you'll find it. There's so many ways to source. I found these items at thrift stores. I found them at garage sales. I found them at auctions. I've sourced them on eBay. I flipped them on Amazon. I've bought them off Amazon. I bought them from Facebook Marketplace. There's literally a million ways to find these board games. I love selling board games brand new, so be a little careful if you buy them used because you're going to have to make sure all the pieces are there. But without further ado, I'm just going to blast through this video because I just want to share with you these different board games. I'll talk about how much they're selling for, talk a little bit about each board game, and hopefully you'll be able to go out there and make it happen. So with that being said, before we get started, smash that like button, show some love. If you have any ideas for future videos or any questions, drop a comment down below. And if you want to learn more about what items to buy and sell, check out the Reseller Sourcing Handbook. It just launched about a week and a half ago, and it's really been helping a lot of people. So without further ado, let's dive into it. First item I want to talk about is the board game Sorry. Now, Sorry, there's quite a bit of Sorry games that are just like mass produced that are only selling for 10 or 20 bucks. But there's a lot of specific ones that are maybe exclusive to Target. There's not a ton of them out there. They have special themes, and they'll just sell really, really well. This one sold for $125 new. And what's really cool about this, and there's actually a Risk game that's pretty similar. It's in a nice wooden case. Okay, this thing's even dinged up, and it's sold for $125 right here. This is Sorry, the classic game of sweet revenge. This is from 2009. And one of the things to keep an eye out for with board games are games that are sealed, brand new, like I said, that are, 5-10 years old in really good condition. I like to sell most of my board games on Amazon, but they still sell on eBay as well. But I typically get more money on Amazon. Look out for this Sorry game. Next up is a staple. This is one of my favorite board games. This is Cash Flow by Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. There's a couple different versions of this game. It's purple. It's got the mouse on the front. This is, kind of like the advanced Monopoly. These things sell all day long for 40, 50, 60 bucks used. A lot of times it's 80 to 120 bucks if it's brand new, depending on which version and which model it is. But great game. If you have kids, this is a good game to teach them at an early age to learn about money. Next up, we have a game called Hero Quest. Super rare. You're probably never going to find it unless you're at an auction and you source it online. I actually found this at a garage sale. It's in one of my old videos from 3 years ago. I think I paid like $5. It was crazy. That sold for a couple $100 plus. Very hard to come across. One of the most popular, old school strategy games. Be on the lookout for this. You'll probably never find it. I actually saw one at Savers a couple months ago, and they wanted a ridiculous amount of money. There were pieces missing, but this thing's well over $400 or $500 if it's new. If it's used, a couple $100. Another great strategy game, another battle game is Axis and Allies. I actually had a video with my mom. We found this game. It was a little different of a version. We flipped it for a couple $100 on Amazon. This was probably in 2016. I have a video where I'm showing my mom. We found it in a thrift store. We put it in the cart. Other resellers were looking at us and whatnot. This is a really good game right here. There's a couple different versions. This one sold for about 65 on Amazon. I think it's going for around 75 or 80. Definitely a really good board game to be on the lookout for. There's a big, following around this brand right here, and just, definitely a staple in your board game flipping arsenal. Here's another great board game, Pictionary. There's a lot of different versions of Pictionary. I got dishes flying all over the place behind me. Sorry about that. There's a lot of different Pictionaries. I like flipping the newer ones. The older ones do sell well, and this is a more this is an older one. I guess you'd consider this vintage first edition right here. These sell well. A lot of times you will find these at the thrift stores brand new. A lot of times I'll have to sell these on eBay because it'll be like new other. It might have a little bit of shelf wear. So I typically don't flip these on Amazon. But the newer Pictionaries, I've been flipping them on Amazon for $70, $80, $90 all day long. So Pictionary, it sells quick. People still like this game, and there's just a lot of versions of it. Next up, Trivial Pursuit. This is the Harry Potter version. This sold for $57.99. There's a ton of Trivial Pursuits out there. So if we if we go into Trivial Pursuit board games, you're going to notice that there's tons and tons of them. And what I like to do is I like to go to the sold listings. And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll filter it from highest to lowest and just get a feel for all the different games that are doing really well. The ones that are themed out, Star Wars do excellent, the Harry Potter ones. And this is, a pattern with a lot of board games. If it's themed out, like if Monopoly's partnered up with, Star Wars, or strategy might be partnered up with Star Wars. Same with Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, all those they sell very, very well. So look at all the different ones here. This is themed out for the 80s. Star Wars. Let's go through a little bit more. A lot of Star Wars ones. The Disney ones, when Disney partners up with different board games, they always do really, really well. Speaking of Monopoly, here's another one, Monopoly Empire. I remember one time I went into a consignment store, and I think this was on a video as well. My mom and I, we picked up like 20 of them for $10 each, and we flipped them all on Amazon. I think at the time they were only selling for like $35. These things have gone up in price a lot. On Amazon, these things are selling for almost $100. On eBay, they're going for like $50 to $70. Monopoly Empire, brand new. If you find any Monopolies new, you're probably not going to be able to sell them on Amazon. A lot of people are restricted, but they still sell very, very well on eBay. We all know Monopoly's popular. Speaking of another brand that I'm restricted in is Nickelodeon. So I can't sell this on Amazon. I found this once before. This game is popular. This game sells all the time. Nickelodeon, SpongeBob SquarePants, Eels and Escalators, the board game. Look on the sold listings. This thing's selling all day long for over $100 new, and it sells consistently. Let's talk about Lego. We all know Lego. I love flipping Lego. I collect Lego, and I've made some videos with Vinny about some of my hordes of Lego sets that I'm waiting to retire. Lego Creationary sells very, very well. On Amazon, this goes for $150 to $200 new. I've sold it multiple times. On eBay, they're going for around like $80 to $100 new. And this is a game that sells very quick. It sells fast in the sold listings on eBay. There's a couple different versions of these Lego board games. There's Creationary. There's, what's the other ones? I don't remember off the top, but there's like 4 or 5 other ones. Some of them are more vertical. Others are horizontal. But Lego has such a great following. And anytime I found Lego games brand new, it's just like printing money. The Game of Life. A lot of people don't think the Game of Life is worth money. There's certain versions that sell very well. The Pirates of the Caribbean is one that I actually flipped just recently, and I wanted to share this. I sold on Amazon for I think $139.99. You're going to see, the pattern that I'm sharing in this video is board games sell for a lot more on Amazon versus eBay, but I only sell brand new board games for the most part. Again, I don't really like to mess with board games that are used. But I just want to share with this item with you because a lot of people don't think the Game of Life sells well. Even some of the basic versions of the Game of Life that are just older from like the 90s, 2000s, if it's new, you can get $60 to $80 for them. It just depends on the model and whatnot. Here's another game people don't think is worth that much money, Scrabble. There's so many different sets of Scrabble. Look out for Super Scrabble, the deluxe edition. These are selling for $150, $160 on Amazon, on eBay, well over $100. But if you type Scrabble board game into the sold listings and you filter it from highest to lowest, you're going to see that these things sell really, really, really well. So I'm not telling you got to sell your stuff on Amazon. I prefer to, but there's just so many different. Look at this right here, 1990 Franklin Mint Scrabble game. That's crazy. I've never seen that before. But there's so many different Scrabbles out there. It's literally ridiculous. The Monopoly version sells really well. I'm just scrolling through quickly because I just want to get through this and share with you guys these different versions. We're still at $150 games. There's so many Scrabbles out there, so look them up. Seinfeld board games flip really well. The best one's the Seinfeld Monopoly. I've never found that one, but I flipped this one multiple times, and there's also a red version I flipped multiple times. If you could find Seinfeld new board games, they always sell really quick, really well. Balderdash. This is a board game that I sell regularly. I think I shared this in one of my recent videos. I found one used for $1.99. I'm going to flip it for like $25 on Amazon. Nothing big, but this game sells quickly. People love this game. I've never played it. I don't even know how to play it, but sells really, really quick. So look for this game right here. There's a couple different versions. This isn't my favorite one. There's a couple other versions that I like a little bit better. Let me see. I'll look that up for you. Which one have I sold? This one. This one sells for like $90 on Amazon new. This one sells really well. I think that was the one I shared with you. This one too. Was that the same one I showed you? I don't remember, but keep an eye out for that game. Now, here's a jackpot home run. I've sourced this off of eBay a couple times and flipped them on Amazon. It's hard to get this at a really good price. It's Risk 40th edition. This right now, let's see. Excuse me. This right now on Amazon, I'm going to scan this on my phone, is selling for, let's see. I think it's selling for like $400 or $500 on, it's not coming up on my phone, but take my word, this is a really, really good game to flip. Yeah, it's not scanning on my phone right now, but this is a really, really good game to flip. If you ever come across Risk, even if it's used, pick it up and count the pieces. It could be worth your time. This alone sells for 50 to 80 used. If it has all the pieces, if it's new, you're looking at $300, $400, $500, maybe even more. Taboo. Taboo's another good game. I don't know if you guys know, I'm half Jewish. Well, I think I'm fully Jewish, but my dad is Jewish. My mom is Christian. Long story short, whatever. I'm not big into religion. The Jewish edition of, of Taboo sells well. On Amazon, it goes for around $50. On eBay, you can get it with shipped and everything. It's selling for around like $35, $40. The Jewish version of Taboo, even Jewish books. I know we're not talking about books. Jewish books sell really, really well. So yeah, that's a little fun fact about myself. And the last two items I want to share is the Cranium Caribou. This is another board game that I've been trying to hunt down for the longest time. I've never flipped it. This new is selling for $100, $140 on Amazon. It's probably more. Keep an eye out for Cranium. There's a bunch of different versions of Cranium. A lot of them sell for at least $20, $30, $40, $50. If it's new, keep an eye out for that. And here's a board game that I flipped just recently. I didn't even know it was worth money. I flipped it on Amazon for, I think, 55 or 60. As I've been saying, board games sell for a lot better on Amazon. This is by Neil Patrick Harris. I didn't play the game. I don't even know how to play it, but it's amazed. We're not here to learn how to play board games. We're learning about what board games to be on the lookout for. So those are 17 board games I want to share with you guys. Hopefully you learned a couple things. And, I want to get this point across. The purpose of this video isn't for you to go out and find these things tomorrow or next week. The whole purpose of this is to open your eyes up in terms of the opportunities with certain categories and certain niches. There's hundreds and thousands of niches out there, but the only way you're going to capitalize on these niches is to first become aware of them and then watch these videos, learn about the different board games. And I'm telling you, a month, 2 months, 3 months, maybe it's a year, you find one of these items, or you see it on Facebook Marketplace, or you're at a flea market and it just hits you like, wait a second, I recognize that. You look into it, you pick it up for 20, you flip it for 130, and you put $60, $70 in your pocket. That's what this video is all about. So if that sounds good to you, smash that like button. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. If you have any more ideas for future videos, leave a comment down below. But with that being said, much love. Bye.